Hi guys, so I'm packing for a crop and my goal today is to actually pack as little as possible just because I find that when I'm at a crop I don't want to spend a whole lot of time going through a whole bunch of stuff, and so I find that scrapbooking using kits is one of the best things to do at a crop in particular. You guys know I love using kits all the time, but when I'm at a crop it's especially handy to have some kits. So these are the kits that just came in the mail for me the other day. I have the Good Day Sunshine kit and add-on and the stamp set, and then in this little package here I have the Rivers and Roads kit and add-on and stamp set. And what I've done is I just packaged it up back into the bag that it came in from Scraptastic. I put all the paper in here, I put the thickers in here, and then anything little that might kind of float around and potentially get lost in the bag, what I've done is I put it in this. This is just one of those bags that the Freckled Fawn embellishments kits come in. I don't subscribe to those kits, but I do buy them every once in a while. So this is just one of those bags, but a makeup bag or any kind of little baggie would do. Even some of the bags that the kits come in, they come with a whole bunch of bags that I always keep in a variety of different sizes, so one of these would be fine. I just have these, so I thought I would use them. And yeah, so I just kind of repackaged it up all nice, and this one can close. The other one can't, but it doesn't actually matter because of the bag I'm going to put it in. So yeah, I'm going to start by packaging up these and putting them in my scrapbooking crop bag. But before I do that, I just want to keep them out so that I can keep in mind what colors I have, because there are a few extra things that I'm going to pull because I'm going to be there for the whole weekend, and I might usually the first several layouts that I make with a kit, I just use the kit supplies, but then as I work on the kit and break it down more and more, sometimes I have to draw from my own stash. So I'm going to bring a small assortment of my stash. A very, very small assortment of my stash. So one of the things that I'm the most likely to need is thickers. So I'm going to go grab my thicker basket and pick some thickers that might go with these kits. And so I'm going to put them over here to the side so that I can keep in mind what colors. This one has yellows and pinks and blues, and this one has lots of yellows and blacks and pinks. So here's my overflowing thicker basket, and I'm just mindful of what thickers already come in the kit. So this one has a gold set, and there's probably some other letter, yeah, and some pink smaller letters. And this one, what thickers come with this one? Oh, this one comes with these We Are Memory Keepers tile large letter stickers, and then a set of these acrylic letter stickers in a gray. They're not stickers, but they're letters that you can adhere. So I'm going to want to pick probably some more black, because black is a good basic font to have. So I have these Afterglow that are one of my favorite thickers these days. So I'm going to take these because they're neutral and they're casual and I like them, so I'm going to take those. And you guys know that Journal is my very favorite letter thicker, but it's kind of too similar to the Afterglow, so I'm not going to bring the Journal ones. And I'm not going to bring these. These are my other favorites. These Goodness ones, I'm not going to bring those either. Here I'm telling you what I'm not going to bring. Why don't I talk about what I am going to bring? So these are new to me. They're Soar from Dear Lizzie, and they're a, it looks like weathered wood grain in like a whitewashed wood. So they're pretty neutral and lighter, so I'm going to bring those because I did want to bring some gray as well. So let me look for some more gray. Getting to the end of my blacks. So there's always these grays, which I love. They're by Studio Calico, so maybe I'll bring those for another gray option. And then for this one, I'm thinking, hang on, let's look at what yellow thickers I have, because there's yellow in both of these kits. So if I brought some yellow thickers, it might be, oh, look at these. These are really pretty glittered gold. It's called Fitzgerald. Oh, can you even see that? It's called Fitzgerald. These are really nice. They were on hold for me somewhere. So I'll bring these to add to that kit that already has gold thickers, but maybe I might want a different kind of gold thickers. And then a couple of different yellow options. Let's see what I might want in yellow. These ones are very large. Okay, I'm thinking I might want these. These or these. Two different kind of shades of yellow here. But yeah, I'll bring those because there is lots of yellow in this kit. Sometimes I really enjoy a colored letter sticker. Let's see what we've got in pink. Way in the back here. There is a store at this crop as well, so if I get really desperate and feel like, oh my gosh, I wish I had purple stickers, which I don't think I would ever want, but for these kits anyways, you know, it's not the end of the world. It wouldn't be the end of the world anyways, but I would be able to buy them. Now these are one of my very, very favorite letter stickers of all time. It's called Sentiment, and they're foil letter stickers. I don't think I have enough of them though. Like, I don't want to bring a set of thickers that's down to the last because I might get my heart set on them and then not be able to use them. It's one thing to keep those at home, but I don't need to drag them out of the province with me. So none of these pink ones are really like catching my attention, so I'm going to just pass on pink. These ones would, but look, they're almost all gone, so I'm not going to bring those. So let's move on to the blue color that is in this kit. Is it a blue or is it a green? I have to take another look at the color scheme here. Yeah, it's kind of like a green. Mostly. There is blue in it too, but yeah, so I'm going to look for one that has sort of this sort of a color to it. So let's see, blue. We'll look in blue first because, oh, look at this. Those look very good together. Oops, you can't see, but yeah. So I really like these. It's been used, but only a bit, so I'm going to pack those because I love them so much. And then these are mostly blue or green. God, I'm bad with blues and greens. I also really love these, and I love, love, love these. Navy blue. I'm going to take these just because I love them. I don't know if they go with the kit or not, but they might make a nice contrast, like a high contrast title. And what else might I need here? So these are the extra letter stickers that I'm taking. Don't want to take too much. Now I have to think about what tile letter stickers I want to bring this time. So first I'm going to start with my standby letter stickers, which include, I always take a look through these Kelly Perky ones. So mini markets are one of my favorite letter stickers. So I'm going to have a look at bringing these and these. Any of these mini markets that might coordinate with my kit I'm going to bring. These gray ones are one of my favorites. I have another set of Ellie Studio letter stickers in pink, so I'm going to bring the green ones just in case I want to do a little bit of creative mixing and matching there. These ones are really tiny tile stickers. Here's more of those gray mini markets. These ones have been well used. These basic gray shaped letter stickers, I haven't been using them very much. I find I'd rather pull off a tile sticker than a shaped letter sticker for some reason. It's just the little, getting around the little edges of the shape and pulling the sticker off is just not that enjoyable for me. So that's probably all that I need for letter stickers, I'm thinking. But let me see if I might want to bring some tiny ones. So I have these little tiny ones, which are great for captions or for just little things. So this is the washi tape that I chose. I picked some gold washi tape to pick up on the gold in this kit. I picked some pink to pick up on the pink in this kit. I brought a bunch of yellow because there's lots of yellow in this kit. I brought some black and gray because there's black and gray in this kit. And then this one, and then I just brought these labels are sometimes helpful to have. This is label washi tape and a couple of others, and I like this. It has a variety of different colors in it, and it's that skinny washi tape that's good for doing journaling strips on, so I'm bringing that as well. So those are my washi tapes. And now I'm going to pick some mists. When I bring my mists with me, I bring them in one of these iris containers that hold 12 by 12 papers, and I just have it set up so that there is paper towel glued to the top and bottom, and then a couple of pieces of cardstock and stuff that I can use to mask things off. And I don't need that, but I will put a couple of extra pieces of paper towel in there. Some clean new paper towel, like that. And then I will put my mists right in here. So I have this new Sky Mr. Huey's, so I will bring that. I will, of course, bring some gold Heidi Swap because I love it. Some silver Mr. Huey's and some white Mr. Huey's. I will bring some teal Heidi Swap, which is new. I don't even think I don't think I did a sample of this. Oh, yeah, I did. There it is. Oh, that's so pretty. I'll bring my, I don't think I need my samples. What else do I need? Oh, I'll bring some yellows, but let's decide which yellow. So this extremely vibrant yellow is Mr. Huey's Taxi. I love it. And I don't get to use it very often because I don't use that bright color of yellow very often, but that color is in this kit, so I want to take an opportunity to use that. So there's that. I have some warmer yellows too, but or maybe they're more orangey. Yeah. So gold, silver, white. Let's bring Skyscraper because that's a nice one. Let's bring navy. Water cooler is one of my favorites. And I don't have anything green, but this citron is just too beautiful to not bring, and it doesn't add any space because it all just fits in there. So that's how I bring my mists. Actually, let's bring Primrose as well by Heidi Swap because there's pinks in this kit. So this will go right into my crop bag, and that takes up probably the most space in my crop bag. What will we put those washi tapes in? They will fit nicely in this little makeup bag. This is just an Ipsy makeup bag that I got some Ipsy glam bag goodies in. So that holds washi tape just perfectly. I have a whole assortment of bags here that I might use. Most of them are Ipsy makeup bags. And then I also have my bag and bag, which I did a review of. It's empty and ready to put my tools inside of. So let's put these kits away now. So this is the bag that I use for bringing to crops. I really like it because it has all of these spaces here for putting 12 by 12 stuff in. So I'm going to start by putting my kits in. And like that. So I'm putting my kits in the big compartment. It's a little bit padded, and with my kits in there I'm actually not going to be able to close it, but that's okay because it stands pretty upright. I'll just make sure that it doesn't get knocked over in the process of packing and unpacking the car. So now with these, what I like to do is divide them up so that they are equal thicknesses. And I just eyeball it, so see how they look about equal. I'll put half right here. I always put my letter stickers in the same spot in this bag. And I'll put the other half right here. And again, I'm not going to want this bag to tip over. So if I was traveling by airline or anything, I would not want to use this bag. I would want to use a bag that has a cover over it. But I'm just going in the car, so that's fine. And now these loose little things of letter stickers, I'm better off to actually slide these right in here, even though they might move around a little bit, because then I'll know to look for them in with the stickers if I'm looking for them. So now this bag came with this section here. It's a place to put some pens, and also these two little embellishment cases. So I'm going to fill up these embellishment cases. They still have embellishments in them from the last time I went, but what I'm going to do here is take a look at these. You guys have probably seen before. This is where I keep some of my very favorite dimensional embellishments, and this is just a way to add a little extra something, especially when you get to the end of your kit and you've used all of your favorite things already. It's nice to have a little stash of other favorite things to kind of go into. And so I already have a fairly nice assortment of bows and clips and flowers and butterflies and stuff, so I'm just going to leave this just as it is. I'm going to take a quick look at what else I have, just in case. This frame here is quite cute, but I don't think it's going to fit, and I don't want to break it. And then these butterflies are things that are embellishments that coordinate with something that came in the kit. So I think I'm going to bring these just as an option. And these cute little bows are the right color scheme as well, with the golds and pinks from the second kit. So I'm going to bring a couple of them. I don't need a ton of them, but I'll bring a few. So I will put those in. Looks like that one is looking a little full, and I don't want it busting full, like so full that I can't see what's in it. So that's why it's nice that there's two of them. And these were things left over from a kit that I brought with me, so I'm just going to take these out. It doesn't hurt to leave them, actually. Maybe I'll just leave them, because it doesn't take up any extra space. And now I have some coffee photos that I might be scrapbooking, so I'm just going to grab these embellishments. These are from an older kit from Scraptastic, and I never did get to use them, so I'll put those in there just in case I decide to scrap my coffee stuff. These are just really cute, so I'll put those in there. And again, I've got some space, so I might as well use it up, right? And I think if I took these ones out, I have a place where I keep all like old kit stuff from kits that I'm not using anymore. Then I can put some gray and yellow triangles in here too. So there. And I'll add a third plus. So that's about all that I need in terms of loose dimensional embellishments. It's actually quite a bit more than what I will probably ever need, but put them there. So this bag is pretty much packed now. I don't want to overpack it because I will leave this on the floor beside me as I'm scrapbooking, and I want to be able to thumb through it and browse. And so, you know, once I take one of, whichever kit I'm working on will be out on the table with me, so it'll be, you know, I think it'll work well. So I'm finished with that one. Oh, except for one thing that I have to mention, because if you're like me and you don't go to many crops, you might forget this important thing to bring. You have to bring something to put your completed layouts in, which I didn't realize the first time I went, and I had all these layouts and nothing to put them in to protect them. So for this, an iris case like the one that I just packed my mists in would be perfect because it would hold them and protect them. I don't have an extra one of those, I only have that one. So I'm going to be packing my completed layouts in these, and I can probably, depending on how embellished they are, I can probably put like 4 or 5 in one, and I don't know how many I'm gonna do. I think, you know, 15 would certainly be, I can't even imagine doing 15, but I've never scrapbooked for 3 whole days in a row before, so we'll see. And I'm actually not going to put these in this bag. So this is my second crop bag. It is one of these ones with a handle and some wheels, and you open it up and you'll see that I already have it packed with my mist container and my empty packages to put my completed layouts in. I do have a tag here with my name, and I've just put a piece of washi tape to cover my phone number, but I'll take that off as soon as the video is over. And this has a very large compartment right here to store lots of stuff. And it also has these side pockets here to store even more things. So that's my second crop bag. And then I do have just like a grocery bag type of thing. It's from Stampin' Up! That I might put some overflow in if I have overflow. I'm pretty sure that my tools are going to have to go in that right there. Okay, so I have my washi tape here, and then this is my bag-in-bag that I've reviewed and talked about at length before, so I don't need to talk about it too much right now. But I'm just going to fill it with some of my most commonly used tools. If I were going for a day crop, I probably wouldn't bring this. I would bring a small tape roller, but because I'm going for an entire weekend, I'm going to want to use the thing that I like using the most. So I'm going to bring my tiny attacher and some extra staples. I need to bring some extra ATG. Some extra ATG refill. So I'll just grab a new Glossy Accents. I don't want to spend money on something as boring as Glossy Accents when I'm at a crop. So I'll put that right there, along with my glue pen. Here's the glue pen that I like so much. Yeah, it sounds like there's still lots in it. So that's my liquid adhesive. And then for pop dots, I'm going to bring these new ones. So there. Will these fit in this pocket? I think they will. Yeah, there we go. And, okay, so pens. What pens am I going to need? I'm going to need my Chamel Gray marker. I'm going to need my 3... Put it away in the wrong place. So my 3 favorite black pens for outlining, my gray Chamel journaling pen, my Stettler Lumo color in black, which is running out, so I'll also bring my black Sharpie, which I don't like as much because it's messy. I will bring Stettler journaling pen in green and in pink. And I'll bring my .05 just in case I need it. I'll bring a pencil. and my white gel pen. I'll bring my Wink of Stella just in case I need it. Just the clear one. I have a couple of colors which I love, but I'll just bring the clear one. And that should be it for markers. There. The other thing that I want that isn't on my list is a roller date stamp. So I'm going to bring my, they all fell over of course. This one does go, I haven't used this since the year changed, but it does go up to 2015. It goes all the way up to 2018. So I'll bring just my roller date stamp, just the date one. And then I'll bring, I like to bring just one. I don't need a huge assortment of roller date stamps, and this is the one that I tend to use the most often. It's this wood grain one from wood veneer or wood grain handle one from Studio Calico, and so I like this one, so I'll bring it. It's the one I use the most. Then I will of course need some ink for stamping those things, so let's see what ink I'm going to bring. I will bring my basic gray, I will bring my smoky gray, I'll bring Medellin Mambo, I'll bring Bermuda Bay, and I'll bring Daffodil Delight. Nope, that's Crushed Curry. I'll bring Daffodil Delight. So those are the inks that I will bring. I'm just going to stick them in this bag if they will fit. If they don't, I might actually just ditch one of them because I really don't want to bring so much stuff. Yes, I have room for 4 inks, so that's what I'm bringing. I'll leave home Smoky Slate. There we go. And you know what? If I need StazOn, I might be able to just borrow some from somebody. Yeah, but yeah, I'll be fine without StazOn. I'll live. So the other thing that I want to put in my bag is my Fiskars trimmer. And I need to find something to pack my printer. I have some extra batteries for the printer and some extra film for my printer. So I think I will pack all of those extras in one of these little bags, like that. And my printer can actually tuck quite nicely somewhere here, I'm sure. So if I found another place for my scissors and another place for my tiny attacher, then my printer can fit very nicely right in there. And there we go. These are all my tools that I need. Right there. Wax paper, paper towel. So my baby wipes container is pretty full. I usually like to bring a small baby wipes container, but I'm going to be there for the whole weekend, so maybe I'll bring the full deal. We'll see how much room I have. I do have a smaller baby wipes container that I can bring if I need to. So this is my wood veneer. If I bring it, I think I'll bring the whole thing, because going through and picking them out is one thing, but then coming home and putting back my leftovers is a whole other deal, which I'm not going to enjoy doing. I seriously don't need to bring that much wood veneer. Let's bring a couple of doilies. So I have some doilies and some tags here to bring, and then I have an assortment of extra trays just to keep my stuff organized on the desk and that I'm going to be working at. So if I have little pieces and things that I don't want to lose, or if I want to dump a package out and sort through it, I've got it contained. And I'm just picking my ones that you guys have already seen them, but I just obviously chose to bring the ones that are not glass because I don't want them to break. So I will put those right there, and that right there. And I think that that's all that I need other than photos. So that is how I pack. I'll show you what it looks like when it's all in a bag. Okay, so I'm back from Crop and Create, and I'm just going to show you guys, because I ended up running out of time for packing, and I think I turned off the camera. I can't quite remember because it was a while ago now. But I just want to show you guys what I packed in the very end, and because I packed it all back exactly the same way that it was, and I pretty much left my bags packed. During the crop, I just took out my tools and put them on my table, and then whatever kit I was working with was also on the table with me, and then I had like workspace in front of me. So this and this just kind of sat at the end of the table. I was close to the end of the table, so they sat kind of, sometimes they were behind me and sometimes they were just at the end of the table. And this was pretty much empty. The only thing that was in it was my trimmer, which I don't think I used my trimmer very much. I put my trimmer down kind of like beside my chair, kind of like right here in between the chair, and there was a leg of a table right there, so that I could grab it and use it when I needed it. So that's how I set up my crop space. I didn't bring a video camera with me to the crop because that would have been a little weird. Or maybe not, I don't know, maybe it's weird I didn't bring it. Which says a lot about me. So anyways, I'm just going to show you what ended up making the final cut of what I brought to this crop. It was a 3-day crop, and it was out of my city, so we had to drive to it. And so I had to kind of pack as lightly as I could, but also, you know, it was a lot more scrapbooking than I would normally do in my own scrap room at one time, so I wanted to also bring lots of stuff. So I had to kind of find that balance between packing light and having enough stuff. So this is what I packed in this, and it's very light. Like it's sort of a lot of space for what's in it because most of what's in it is air, but I'll show you that in a second. So my baby wipes, I'm glad I brought those because I use them a lot. And then my wood veneers, I really didn't use these at all, so I guess I didn't need to bring this many wood veneers. Then I have my tools. I'm glad I brought all of my tools. I think I used everything that I brought, except, you know, there were a couple of markers that I didn't bring. I had some room here, so I slid some trays down here. You guys know that I scrapbook using trays to hold my little goodies of things that I might be using on a layout, and I really didn't use these, so next time I won't bring these. So I brought a couple of these. I think I told you guys about these things. I brought these sleeves for putting completed layouts in. So I'll show you guys the completed layouts that I did. And I brought this. Now this is a big use of space. It's basically an empty iris container. I'm pretty sure I showed you guys this. So it's basically an empty iris container with paper towel stuck on the top and the bottom, and then I just throw my sprays in it and a couple of extra pieces of paper towel so that I have some clean paper towel if I need it. So with this, I'm glad I had it because it allowed me to do, like, sprinkle some mist and stuff several times without having to find a space and worry about getting mist on tablecloths or on my project and that sort of thing. So I'm glad I had it, but I really didn't need to have it. So if I was packing again and didn't have room for it, I probably would just bring the mists. But the other thing that is good about this is that the mists are inside of something, so if one of them leaks, it's really just going to leak around this box and it's not going to, you know, get all over my stuff. So I guess that's another good reason to bring it this way, but I guess I'm not entirely sure if I need something so big and bulky for the future, but I guess if I have room, I will probably bring this because it did work out quite well. So the only other thing that's left in here is my tool case, which I'll bring out and show you what was in there. And then in this pocket here, I put a small assortment of Stampin' Up! Inks. So I brought 4 inks, and I think I didn't use any of them. And then in here is washi tape. And I don't think I used that either. And then on this side, I had my Instax printer, which I've taken out because I needed to use it. And another tray, which I didn't use and didn't need, so I won't bring trays next time. But I had my Instax printer and then my extra stuff for my Instax printer. So a couple of extra cartridges and an extra battery just in case I needed it. And that's all that was in there. So I'm glad I had this because I might have needed it. Just turns out I didn't. Those. And then this bag really just had my trimmers at first. So when I left, it had this trimmer and that trimmer. And in this trimmer is where I kept all of my printed photos. So this trimmer has, it's the Creative Memories one. It has this little drawer. And so these are all the photos that I brought with me. I'm never sure which photo I'm going to feel like scrapbooking, so I just brought a whole assortment of recent and old photos that I might want to scrap. So that's what was in this, but now it also has the bag of goodies that I got from the crop. So I'll talk about that in a separate video. And that's what I pack. And I don't have huge regrets about anything. I think I did a pretty good job. I packed pretty light and it was manageable. Like, I didn't feel overwhelmed with my supplies and I didn't feel like I was taking up a huge amount of space, and I could, you know, I was self-sufficient, so I could carry all my own stuff from the car to the hotel room, from the hotel room to the crop. I left it all at the crop, but it was just kind of easy to get around with the amount of stuff that I brought. So I felt good about that as well. So thanks for watching this video on packing for a crop. If you guys have any tips on what you guys do for packing for a crop, I'd love to hear it. I don't go to crops very often, so I'm always interested in hearing what you guys have to say about that topic, because I'm hoping to continue to go to these crops every year. So take care, everybody, and have a really great scrappy week.